Hello and welcome. My name is Manisha Shivaramani and you're watching Flash On. Veerapandiya Kattabboman, the one who started the first ever known revolt against the British Empire. Born on 3rd January 1760, Veerapandiya belonged to the Bomu and Attic Kattabboman clan in the village of Panchalankuruchi in Thoothukudi district of Tamil Nadu. Many believe that the revolt against the British started in the 1857, but they seem to overlook the valiant chieftain from Tamil Nadu in the late 18th century who refused to align with the sovereignty of the British East India Company and single-handedly waged war against the colonists. The British did all they could to wipe his name from the pages of history. He was hanged, his skin was killed, his fort was razed, his land was plowed and planted with castor and strewn with salt to make it desolate. The name of his town was removed from the revenue registers, plus the very mention of his name was made equal to sedition. It all started like this. The Nayak rule in Madurai came to an end in 1736 when the Chanda Sahib of Arcot seized the Madurai throne from the last queen of Madurai in an act of treason. Chanda Sahib was later killed in the Carnatic Wars and the territory came under the Nawab of Arcot. The old Madurai country refused to recognize the new Muslim rulers, driving the Nawab of Arcot to bankruptcy. The Nawab resorted to borrowing huge sums from the British East India Company. Heavily in debt, the Nawab was forced to cede the revenue-rich Tinnevelly district, including areas ruled by Poligar vassals, to the East India Company. The Palyakaras were not in line with British ambition and emerged as a force to be reckoned with during the second half of the 18th century. The British, however, found the existence of a parallel authority prejudicial to their interest. The Polygars were holder of estates called Palyams, which literally meant armed camps. Besides rendering military services, a Polygar had to pay annual tributes to the British Raj. In return for these, the Polygar were entitled to collect taxes from the inhabitants of his estate and to exercise civil and criminal jurisdiction. Pulithevar, a Polygar who ruled near Kuttumaseval, was notable for being one of the earliest to oppose British rule in India 100 years before the 1815 Sepoy Mutiny. Sadly, he was decimated in the war against colonizers. Kattabboman also paid taxes properly for 16 years, but a letter from Collector Jackson came to him asking him to pay all the taxes which were not paid so far. Kattabboman decided to meet the collector and to explain him about the taxes being paid properly, but the collector avoided him for 3 months, and when they finally met, the meeting turned violent. Kattabboman wrote to the governor and explained him the situation, and then Jackson was asked to leave. But the British were not the ones to keep quiet. When Tipu Sultan was defeated and their entire resources were freed up, they turned their guns on the Palyams. This time, the company's major bannerman wrote to Kattabboman to meet him regarding the money that is owed and should be paid. When Kattabboman evaded the meeting, saying he had no auspicious date available, the British closed in on Panchalankuruchi fort with all their might. But right before the attack, Veerapandiya was ordered to surrender unconditionally through a messenger sent by bannerman. To which he replied, "We are the son of the soil. We live with prestige, honor and dignity, and we let our soul die for the prestige, honor and dignity of our land. We don't bow down to the foreigners. We will fight until the death." This was the message sent back to the army commander. Sensing that his fort could not survive a barrage from heavy cannons, Kattabboman left the fort that night, and a price was set on Kattabboman's head. He was later captured, and following an interrogation stretching over 15 days and a ridiculous trial, Veerapandiya was sentenced to public execution. Veerapandiya Kattabboman was hanged on October 16, 1799, thus putting an end to the first ever known revolt against the empire. Well, that's all for Flash On today. If you liked the video, do share the video and subscribe to My Nation. Thank you so much for watching.